Okay. So basically, today we will go to the next layer. Okay. So last time we discussed about Power Query, right? So this part we ఆన్ చేశాను. నేను జూమ్లో ఆన్ చేయలేదు. వేరే రికార్డింగ్ యాప్లో జాయిన్ చేస్తాను ఆన్ చేస్తాను. So last time we discussed about on the Power Query, right? This part. So there, you guys understood, right? What are we trying to do there in one line? Prepare the data, right? So now, once we have prepared the data, we have the tables in the Power BI. Now there are two things to happen, all right? One thing is modeling, and one thing is aggregation functions. Okay. So modeling is mostly between for relations between the tables. Okay, and then functions is the metric definitions. So majorly we'll discuss about modeling today, which is part of Power Pivot. Okay, so let's jump on to our Power BI tool. ఇక్కడ పెట్టిన బయట. చెప్పరా. ఏది స్లైడ్లోనా? సరే మార్చలే. First let me. Are you seeing Power BI window now? ఇప్పుడు డెస్క్టాప్ పడుతుంది. అదే డెస్క్టాప్ బేసికలీ. బ్లాంక్ స్క్రీన్. ఓకే ఓకే. వన్ సెకండ్. ఇప్పుడు డెస్క్టాప్ కనిపిస్తుందా? ఇప్పుడు పాస్ అయింది అంతేనా? ఓకే 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 ఓకే. సరే ఫైన్. We don't have to waste further time. I'll continue like this. ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಸ್ಟಕ್ ಇದ್ರ. Okay. So I hope you are seeing now Power BI window, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let me connect to the recent sources which we have. So today we will discuss what is the significance of these modeling and joins on a high level. So now why it's taking time is this database is on the Azure, right? So the moment we are trying to connect, now it's initiating it. It might have been put to off. It's kind of usage based cluster, right? It's not always on. So it will take time for the first time connection. Yep. Okay, let me select only sales model. Load. So basically now it's trying to load all the records onto the this Power BI file. If I save this file, uh, let me show you. Save as training desktop. So now you will see this has some size. Okay. Properties. Show more options. Properties. You see 600 kb. Otherwise, it would have been very less space, not even 600 kb. Okay, because it has all the data now. So now let me show you the significance of the data modeling. Okay. Okay. So let's take one example. Product sales product sales order detail. Okay. So we have this relation, right? So if you see this relation, so it's in saying one to many, one to star, which in it's many to one. Or so basically it has decided this based on the sampling the data. Okay. So from order details to product. So it says star is to one. When star is to one means star is a representation for everything, right? In the SQL, when we say select star from some table, all the columns we are selecting. So star is always representation for everything. Okay, basically many. So when we are saying star is to one, so basically this is one is to many. So for one record in this side has many records in this side. That is what it is telling here when it says star is to one. Clear, right? If we change the order, then it will be one is to star. Okay, so this cross filter direction I'll explain you later once we get into more detailed topics. Okay, for now you can ignore that. Okay, so now I'll purposefully delete this. Okay, delete this relation. Yes. Okay, done. So I'll save this. Okay, now let's go to, if there are any changes I would have made in the Power Query also, but basically that's not our context now. We are not changing any in the Power Query, adding columns or removing columns and all those stuff. We are not doing it. We hope this is correct. I mean, we hope this is what we need basically. That's the reason we're directly going to actual modeling stuff. Okay, so now let me put a grid. So I have put grid selection here. Okay, this is also one of the chart. The grid is also one of the chart, like bar, like that. So this will be showing in a rows and columns. Okay, so let me put product name. Okay, now I'm seeing the products, right? Yep. And let me put the measure coming from, what is this table? Sales order details. Okay, sales order details. Okay, so wherever we see this symbol, do you guys remember the mathematics which we learned in schools? This is yes, this is sum. If we say place b like that, basically what it's saying is this is summing an plus bn. If you do, basically what it is doing is n equal to 0 to some number, this is the sum of each instance. Okay, so here the instance is row actually. So when I say, see, this is again Power BI assumed that this column is a measure, like revenue or sales or price something. So then it's assuming that okay, we can sum this value across the rows. Okay, that's why automatically giving this symbol. So that symbol is a reference for, this is a additive column. Product name is that is not additive, right? So we can see sales across the product, but a product name cannot be summable. But sales, no, 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 not by column name. This is actually sampling the data. For example, I'll tell you. So we'll go to this order detail. Okay. So there are numbers here, right? Okay. So because there are numbers here, it's assuming this is a metric value. Okay, some kind of a transaction, summable. It doesn't. It can't understand this product, this name. It's just a name for it. Okay, all the things, if you see, that's the reason, if it actually wrongly pointed. Product id is not a summable. Product id is a key for the product. It's a foreign key, but unit price is actually summable. But it doesn't have that much intelligence, right? So basically it sampled it, and it is saying that this product id is also summable. Okay, so that basically we can change also. For example, if you see uh, in this place, whole number, data type, product id, summarization, data category, count, don't summarize. If I put don't summarize, then that will go. You see, now it's not there. Okay, clear, right? So it assumed, I mean, during this power query stage we should have removed it, but we have not done that, so it's showing that order quantity is summarized. That's okay. So because that's order quantity, right? We should sum that. If we want to know how many orders across some sales region or product, we'll sum it up. But product id don't summarize. Okay, and unit price we can sum again here. Yep, yep. Okay, fine. So we'll go back to here. So this is a reference. uh, this whole intention of this reporting is like a to make to create a report easily, right? Okay, for the business users, we call this as a self-service reporting. When we enable this via cloud to anyone, If you are if a the business user is developing the report, okay, so it should be cleaner for them, right? So this is what it's trying to mention actually. For the business user, by seeing this, he will understand, okay, this is some kind of measure. That's what it's trying to do here. Okay. So now coming back to our example, okay, remove files. Okay. So now we have seen these products, right? Now let me put from sales order quantity, one order quantity here. Okay. Order quantity. Okay. Yep. Okay. So now it is always 2087. Why? It doesn't look good, right? Why could be it's always 2087? Because no, no, exactly. Perfect. Correct point, you sir. So basically, once you have this understanding, it will be much clear for you. Okay. Order detail ఏమని చూస్తుంది? Order detail, yes. Okay. Order detail. Okay. So this we are checking for order quantity. If I just sum of all the order quantity across this table, that is 2087. It's showing complete count. It's not showing count for all purpose bikes, count for all logo cap. Okay. So this is not we intended when we put these two fields here. What our intention, we were expecting it to generate the quantity of orders for each of these products, but it's not doing that. Okay. Why? I'll tell you. So this is sales product. Okay. Dot sales dot product. It's product or sales product? It's a product only. Okay. Okay. Join sales into product P O D. Can anyone tell me the how we write this condition? OD dot product ID equal to P dot product product ID. Product ID. Okay. And now we'll put ఇక్కడ ఏం పెట్టాము product name పెట్టాం right, product name పెట్టాం. It will show you tick mark. See, when I click this thing, uh, whenever we only have one a chart on this sheet, but even though if you have multiple charts, basically whenever you click on that chart, basically whenever you click on this chart, this will get highlighted. You see, okay, it's showing tick from here and here, so it's showing there is some data coming from these two tables. If I expand, it will show, okay, name, and from here it's coming from here. If there is any other chart, for example, let me have, there is another chart here. So in here I added address. Okay, so the moment I click here, it's showing the data is coming from here. If I click here, the data is coming from here. So easily you can see from where it is coming. Okay, let's get back to the topic. Okay, it's a name, right? Okay, so now p dot name. Hmm. Okay. So basically, this is what we wanted to generate behind the chart and see these values for L car logo cap 52, bike wash 55, but it's not happening that way. We are seeing these values correctly, names correctly. Okay, we are seeing total order quantity side by side, but it's not doing correctly. Why? Why? Because in the model we have not defined this join. So previously, if you remember, there was a join from here to here. Because the join is not there, now for the tool there is no clue. Okay, so for the tool, what it is thinking, okay, this person want a column from this, a column from this, and it checked. There is no relation. So technically, these are not unrelated stuff. Okay, so when it is unrelated stuff, the thing is, so this join condition is not there. Okay, so whenever we are saying this join condition is not there, so by default, what we are saying is it's a cross join. Okay, so okay, let me tell you what is the cross join. So when you put a cross join, basically what you are saying is every record of this one table is making a join with every record of other table. Why? Because there is no logic to go through that. For example, there is a this is table A, this is table B. Okay, in case we have ID column, some information, here we have one, here we have one. So basically this is the key for us to join, right? We are joining these two tables based on this column, this ID equal to this ID. But if that information is not there, what could possibly we can do? The only way we can do is we can join every column for every other column it found here. So if it has 7 rows and it has 7 rows, the result will be having 7 into 7, 49 rows, right? Yes. So for example, uh, you're seeing the drawing, right, on the screen? Yeah. So for example, what we will see is this one. Before summing. Before summing, if you do this, this is what you get anyhow. See, 2087. But just to more clear what's happening, I'll not sum. I'll just do cross join so that I don't have to group by now, right? I'll only select until here. I'm done. See, for every product, for this product, all the order quantities are joined. And then for the next product, the same thing. For the next product, again, yes, it not necessary. The definition we said is there is no relation, but still you want to see across, which means it's everywhere, right? So logically, sometimes this makes sense actually. The cross join is the join for some unrelated stuff. Okay, so there is no relation to, uh, let's say, what is the best example I can give? Uh, let's say day and night. Okay, uh, day and night. Okay, these are two elements. Okay, and we have city. Okay, in every city there will be day and night also. You don't create a join and load your tables like that. That's obvious, right? So the when there is no relation, the occurrence is everything joins everything. You get the point. So now if I am having there is a city sales, okay, city day sales or something. If I'm asking for day or night, it doesn't make any sense because basically what you are asking is, in other ways, you are asking everything. That's what happening here. So because the relation is not there, it assumes the cross join. So the moment if I change that back, product ID, and I join here. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, 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 yes. Unrelated tabs. But further to that, what I'm trying to say here is, uh, it's not just doing this cross join. It's not just doing because it doesn't have a row. Conceptually, this cross join also has a purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. So when there is a relation, what you are saying is, okay, I have a product and orders. So I have organized my data in such a way that I put all my products here and all my orders here. And these both are related with this condition. Okay, in the same way, I don't have to relate in a case where every row of this has relation to this. Okay, I'm not giving a proper example. It may be confusing. Okay, I'll give another example. There is weeks. Okay. In weeks, in a year, how many weeks we have? One, two, three, like 52 we have. 2 weeks. Okay. And we have another table called, this is a perfect example, right? Day. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, until again Sunday. Okay. Right. So these two tables doesn't have any relation. Okay. If it had a relation, so now this table has only 7 rows. This table has only 52 rows. Okay. Now if I want to check any specific day, for example, I wanted to uh, check Monday. Okay. Basically, Monday can be possible on any week. On week 1, Monday is possible. Week 2, Monday is possible. Week 3, Monday is possible. You get the point. This is because the relation is not there. You should not assume that this is wrong. Not having a relation is also a relation. Cross join is a logical join in some cases. That is what it's trying to do in the Power BI. It's not erroring out. Huh. Huh. 365 days. 365 days. Yes. 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 Basically, when you cross join this table and this table, you'll get 365 rows. That's a daily year table. That's wrong. That's not wrong. That's correct. If you're summing up number of days for each week, every week you get 7 only. That's not wrong. That information is correct, right? Of course, every week has 7. Something like that, because the Power BI doesn't have understanding about your data. It only understands about your data, how you defined it, the configuration you have kept it. The configuration you kept is the modeling, that relation condition. So now I have not changed anything here. The moment I fix the relation, you see, now we see the data. Hmm. 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 ఇంకో రకంగా చెప్పాలంటే, ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు మ్యాప్ కస్టమర్ అండ్ స్టోర్, వన్ కస్టమర్ కెన్ గో టు ఎనీ స్టోర్. There is no possible relation there, right? It's a cross chain. It's a proper logical cross chain, something like that. But store employee unko, then you have a relation. Each store has only that employee, something like that. Okay. So now before I added that join, you have seen 2087 or something. Okay. Now immediately when I added, you are seeing the proper information. Okay. Before we added that join, what it was doing is this was doing this one. In the same like our week example, for every week there are 7 days, right? It would have been 77777. In the same way, it's showing 2087, 2087. Okay. This is what happening. Why? Because as I was saying, the modeling information is on the joints. This information it doesn't have. The moment it has that information, basically, it corrected it query behind the chart to this. Now you got this 52, 52, 55. See the same thing. 52, 55. Okay. So as I was saying from the day one, this analogy will help you a lot. Like, so everything whatever you're doing underneath, it's actually creating a dynamic query. This is the query it created now because you have a proper modeling information. Okay, not only modeling information, you have this information, but this is assumed information. Like the way it is relating tables, this is also it's relating. This is sum of quantity. It just summing up. Okay. If at all, if there is a, yep. Hmm. 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 Okay. Yeah. Good question. Good question. I'll tell you. Okay. So we'll go to three queries. This query you understood, right? Okay. And then this query also you understood. But what your question is, no, ఇలా కాదు కదా, it should print this కదా అంటావు, గ్రూప్ బై లేకుండా, ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ లేకుండా ఇది కదా అంటావు. ఓకే. ఓకే, గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. సో బేసికలీ ఇక్కడ నువ్వేం పెట్టావు? ఓకే, ఐ గో హియర్, ఆర్డర్ క్వాంటిటీ సమ్మరైజ్ అని చెప్పాను కదా. ఇది సమ్మరైజ్ కాలం కాదు, ఇదే విజువల్ కాలం అని చెప్తుంది ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, డోంట్ సమ్మరైజ్ అని చెప్పిన. ద మూమెంట్ ఐ సే దిస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఎ సమ్మరైజ్ కాలం, okay, it assumes both as a just like a names. You see it's changing now. Let me remove this, and okay, because it has too many close. See, ఓకేనా? అట్లా ప్రింట్ అయింది, అనుకోండి ప్రింట్ అయిందా? సో ఇక్కడ టూ థింగ్స్ ప్యారల్గా అవుతున్నాయి. ఆ టూ థింగ్స్ అది అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఒకటి, ఒక అజంప్షన్ ఏంది, టేబుల్ ఏకి టేబుల్ బికి రిలేషన్ అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకుందా ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడి పోడుతుంటే. అదేవిధంగా సమ్మరైజేషన్ రిలేషన్ తీసేస్తా, రిలేషన్ తీసేస్తా, బట్ ఇట్స్ షోయింగ్ ఆల్ ద పాసిబుల్ వాల్యూస్ రా. for each entry of one table, all the possible of other table you choose basically. Okay. So రిలేషన్ అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకుంది. ఆ రిలేషన్స్ అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకున్న పాటుగా అది సమ్మబుల్ని కూడా అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటుంది కదా. దిస్ ఇస్ సమ్మబుల్ కాలం అని. వెన్ వీ సే ఇట్ ఈస్ సమ్మబుల్ కాలం, బేసికలీ see in any BI area, in any table, what is the purpose of whole story? The whole story is you wanted to see some kind of we call this as aggregation. We wanted to sum these values across some rows. That rows is maybe for some specific city. Okay. So all the queries, 100 to 100% of the queries in the BI is boiled down to only simple fact. Sum these measure across the rows from specific context. That context may be city, that context may be product, that context may be customer, anything. This is a visual aspect. You are seeing your sales data or whatever is the data in terms of this. Okay. Otherwise, there is no meaning to you. The meaning of whatever is happening gets to you with the visual aspect of it, how you are perceiving it. Okay. So the moment it is mentioned as summable, what it is assuming is this is of that kind of nature. Okay. If that is of kind of nature, when I put that on the graph, it is good enough for me to assume that, okay, I have to write this summing group by function. Whenever you are saying like whenever you are saying like this, you are mentioning that this is the column to be written in group by functions. One here, sum like this across the whatever columns you selected on the report. If you select product name, this is what you are the definition which you gave when you written sum is that actually. Okay. Okay. When you have when you manually said okay this is not summarizable, then this is the definition it goes to. The relation between the two tables modeling is giving you the joins. Okay. Whether that column is summable is not summable is giving you whether that column is a dimension or a fact. So basically there are only two kinds of columns. Okay. One is dimensions. Again, this is a modeling concept, but it's good to know basically. Dimensions. Another thing is fact. Okay. ఈ టేబుల్లో ఏ టేబుల్ అయినా తీసుకో, any table, if you take any column, this has to be the scenario. For example, these are the tables, right? Okay. చెప్తాను. Okay. Any column has to be of these two nature, either dimension and fact. So why? I'll tell you. So any information in happening in the reality, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నువ్వు పోయి ఏదో కొన్నావు, కార్ కొన్నావు. ఓకే. ఇట్ హ్యాస్ అ ప్రైస్. ఓకే. బట్ జస్ట్ ద ప్రైస్ డజంట్ గివ్స్ యూ ఎనీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఓకే. కార్ మోడల్ ఆ రోజు నరేష్ అనే కస్టమర్ కొంటే ఈ ప్రైస్ పడింది. ఓకే. డైమెన్షన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ లైక్ యూనో ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్, వై యాక్సిస్, జెడ్ యాక్సిస్ అని చూసినావా, ఎక్కడ జరిగింది ఇది అనేది డైమెన్షన్. అసలు జరిగిందా లేదనేది ఫ్యాక్ట్. ఓకే. డైమెన్షన్ అనేది ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టైమ్. ఓకే. మండే, ట్యూస్డే, వెడ్నెస్డే, థర్స్డే, సాటర్డే, సండే. Those are already there. You are not creating them. Those exist already. Fact is the information happening as part of your business process, as part of your sales process, as part of your transaction. See, people are there already. Days, time is there, days, which means days, calendar days is there. Cars are already there. Huh? Everything is there. And that salesperson is already there. Even though on that day, if you have bought the car from him or not, the car there, he is there, day is there, you are there, everyone is there. But you all guys are tied up with that fact. Okay, on the days, that salesperson sold to this customer what he sold, this product, etc. Clear? So everything either a dimension or a fact. Okay. So now let's get into little more detail. Dimension. How this dimension will look actually in the database? Will it look like a number? No, not 90%. No. So most of the time, this is the single most parameter we decide where if that column is the dimensional column by seeing the values itself. If it is numbers, 95% that is a fact. If it is a dimension, it will look like a name, Praneeth, Naresh, or Monday, Tuesday, New Jersey, New York, or if it comes to product, car, bike. Any data which has a pictorial representation, visual value. Okay, visual value means that represents something. That visual represents something. So it's a item. Okay, it's a collection of items. In a set theory, it's a collection of items basically. So in a set theory, a collection of items is always items. You never sum them up. There is no meaning to sum them up. There is no meaning to sum Naresh and Pranit. There is no meaning to sum Monday plus Tuesday. Make sense? Those are items. So those are pictorial representation, names, varchar, like text. But when it comes to fact, those are numbers. 1, 2, 2.5, $20 million, $30, or some kind of height. So that is, number is always fact. That's the reason it's assuming by seeing the data itself, this is a product ID, this is a reference point to dimension, but visually this is as a number. That's why it assumed as a sum before. Okay. So whenever this is a sum, so in our select queries, in our any BI query, this is what we do actually. Those all facts will always come into this point position in the queries, sum of that column. And all the dimension columns will come to this part of the query. You are checking that value in perspective of this. Okay. So that's why now let me, the relation is there. Okay, and I'll change back to summarized order quantity, measure. Okay, order quantity summarize. So here in the summarize also, by default every time we'll take sum. Okay, but we can do like average or minimum or maximum, whatever it is. For example, you are checking this is the height. Let's say this is a height column. Okay, so there are 200 employees. If you want to show a statistics for that, for height, it doesn't make sense if you add all the heights, right? If you average the height, then you can say, okay, in this office, everyone will be on the 5.5 inches something. Okay. So when the number is the column, so generally we have multiple things we can do. Either average, either minimum, either maximum. Minimum, like it will give the minimum sales happened on the day. Maximum sales happened on that day, something like that. So these are called aggregate function. Whenever that column is a number, then it can be aggregation function. But by default, it's a sum always. So it take to the sum. Summarization is sum. This is what it's saying. Summarization is sum. Then Immediately this will change. So these 5 rows will convert into 1 row now. Let, oh, right. Okay. So basically, the definition when we moved it here, it is still stuck with that definition. I can remove it. I'll put it again. Now we got see 1 row for each thing. Okay. So in the same way, now we have product, right? Okay. From product we have product model. Okay. In the let me add something in the product model. So this will go on and on like that. So from product model again. So we are clear with this join. But if we are not clear with the other join, I'll show you what happened. Product model, product model. Let me add from the product model again the name. Okay. I will add this name here. Okay. Sort by this. For example, for this product model, Touring 3000, these are the products, and for each product, sales. Okay. If we go back to our SQL example, here it's joining another table again, and it's mentioning proper join condition also. Okay. But if I remove that condition, again it will do a cross join between these two tables. If I remove this one, the same thing happens again. Delete. Yes. Okay, what's happening is when we move it, it's because it's a cross join, it's giving too many rows which it can't handle actually. If I the moment I fix it, it auto detecting the relationships. Okay, so the moment if I put it back, product model ID to product model ID. Now we have the relation. But you got the idea, right? So wherever if the modeling relation is not there, then you will see a cross joined version of the report and your report is wrong. That's the reason you always have to maintain proper joins between all the tables. Then randomly if you drop any column and any two columns on the report, it will make sure those tables are properly joined. So even if you join, if you in on the report, if you remove this also on the report, I'll remove the second name which is coming from the product. See now I'm seeing meaningful information because this product model and order are not a straight related tables, but it's following this path. This table is being joined to this table first, and then this table will be joined to this table, but only grouping across these two columns. Clear, right? Yeah. So టూ ది రైట్స్ వచ్చింది సబ్ టోటల్. ఆహా ఇక్కడ స్క్రోల్ ఉంది, ఈ స్క్రోల్ అవుతుంది చూసినాం. ఇప్పుడు ఈ విండో నేను ఇంతవరకే పెట్టిన ఈ ఈ చార్ట్ ఏరియాలో ఈ విడ్జెట్ నేను ఏదైతే డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేసినో దాన్ని ఇక్కడ రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేసిన. సో ఇప్పుడు ఐదో పడుతుంది, ఇప్పుడు స్క్రోల్ పెద్దగా వస్తుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ఫార్మాటింగ్ రైట్. అది ఆర్డరింగ్ తప్పులో ఉంది, ఇప్పుడు కింద నుంచి వచ్చింది, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆర్డర్. ఓకే, సో నౌ వీ కెన్ క్విక్లీ, దిస్ ఈస్ అ గ్రిడ్ కదా, we can quickly change it to graphs. Any graph you select, it will change to graph. See, so now you got the visual representation. This will make sense more, right? Okay, Classic West has a huge orders compared to chain. So now I'll put it, I will reformat here and I will select for another some kind of graph and I'll put it here, something like that. Add, add. Okay, instead of before we add filters, then what we do is we'll put product name to show you the feature of the filters and product మోడల్ని తీసేద్దాం ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఓకేనా ప్రోడక్ట్ మోడల్ని తీసేస్తే అది మనం ప్రోడక్ట్ మోడల్ ఫిల్టర్లో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు ఓకే సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద filter I added here. Okay, let me add here. Okay, ఇందులో ప్రోడక్ట్ మోడల్ నేమ్ ఓకే సో ఇఫ్ ఐ ఓన్లీ సెలెక్ట్ బైక్ ఓన్లీ వన్ బైకే ఉంది అందులో కేబుల్ లాక్ లేదు అసలు ఏది అది మౌంటైన్ బైక్సా ఎక్కువ ఉంది మౌంటైన్ ఫ్రేమ్ నాలుగు ఉన్నాయి ఇవి లేవు ఓకేనా సో బేసికలీ దిస్ ఈస్ ఫిల్టరింగ్ దిస్ వన్ సో ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది ఇక్కడ వేరే కండిషన్ వస్తుంది వేర్ ప్రోడక్ట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రోడక్ట్ మోడల్ ఈక్వల్ టు the moment you click, that is what happening, like this. And all purpose brakes, if you don't select anything, which means everything basically. By default create అయిపోయింది but in the actions we can remove it actually. This is called interactions. Okay, so for example now this is only one chart, we'll get into those stuff later, but just simply if there are multiple charts, sometimes we'll only target this filter for only this chart, not the other charts. That is called interactions. So like the way it is assuming the relation, like the way it is assuming summable columns, it assuming this also. The moment you added it, it assumes, okay, I have to filter everything. That is the default assumption. If the default assumption is not what you require, then you manually change those interaction. You specifically point to one specific thing. And also not only filter, basically you don't have to add this filter explicitly. Generally what we do is, in Power BI, in most of the tools nowadays, basically what they do is they have an implicit filtering. Okay, the moment I click this, rest of the dashboard will, for the rest of the dashboard, this grid is behaving like a filter. And this is vice versa also. For example, if I filter this, it will filter this. Okay, chain. It should filter, but something is happening. Basically, every grid is a filter to all other grids. That's a that also we can change in the interactions. We can not do that also, depending on our requirement. Okay, fine then. Shall we close the call today? Any questions? Okay, any questions, Kalyan? Okay then. We'll close the call. We'll connect tomorrow. Okay. See you guys.